It is no doubt that God is still in the miracle working business. If you perhaps was not a believer of miracles, perhaps God allowed you to go through a situation, or made you privy to a situation where you knew without a doubt in your mind that couldn't nobody do it but God. Even in a day like this, where there are cynics and skepticals and people who are borderline atheists and agnostics, I mean, even people like that have to scratch their head when you look at current events like what happened in Arizona. And if you were to ask those surgeons who operated on Congresswoman Guilford, they'll tell you after being shot in the head, she raised both of her hands and opened up her eyes and now has mobility. They'll tell you God is a miracle worker. You can just interview some people down your road today and they'll just start telling you, I know for myself that he's in the miracle working Samaria. And people of God, there comes a time where you got to open up your mouth and you got to do what God told you to do. You got to stop being a wuss and you got to step out and say, Lord, you gave me an assignment and I've got to do it. That's why some people hate on you who don't even know you, because they know you are a part of something bigger than yourself. You're wondering why people are looking at you and rolling their eyes at you and why you go through the attacks you go through, because you are bigger, or you are participating in something bigger than yourself. Am I talking to anybody here? What are you gonna do to get it? The woman with the issue of blood, she got in position. The men on the side of the road got in position. When Hannah needed a breakthrough, she left and went to the temple and she got in position and talked to God. You got to learn. That's why the devil tried to keep you from getting here today, because he knew if you got here today, you'd be in position for the greatest miracle of your life. And if you ever were healed of leprosy, you would still have the scars of the scratching. But God says here that when Naaman dipped, oh my God, that his skin was like that of a young child. Read between the lines. God says, I'm going to let you start over as if it never happened to you in the beginning. And God says, I'm about to heal some people now, that I'm going to take away the scars and the wounds and all the stuff people did to you. And God says, I'm going to make you brand new. Look at your neighbor and say, I feel God about to do something in this place. I feel something about to break in this place. Squeeze that hand. Look at your neighbor, say, God's about to deal with my issue. God's about to deal with your issue. Tell him, I know it's been a long time. You've been struggling with this stuff. Tell him, I know you're tired of crying over it. But tell him, in the name of Jesus, tell him, let's take a tip.
To view this message in its entirety, please log on to MountZionAnywhere.org.